I'm Jemma. We're so glad to have you here. Thanks for creating with us today. We've got a fun project to do that has roots in the indigenous people of the Sierra Madre Mountains of Mexico long ago, but still exists today and is still created today by many people. Commonly called in English God's eye, but in Spanish it is Ojo de Dios. So today's God's Eye project, which looks like this, is really easy to make with yarn and popsicle sticks or twigs you can find outside, or the coffee stir sticks that are made out of wood as well. So to get started making this little project, you're going to need a few colors of yarn, and then you're going to want to have 2 wooden sticks, popsicle sticks, coffee stir sticks, or twigs or sticks from outside that are roughly the same size. I took these 2 sticks and I put masking tape on both sides because we aren't going to see this part of the stick, and got them taped together. They are originally, I think, a symbol of a cross, but we're using them they'll have kind of a multiplication sign appearance about them. And then we're going to take some yarn. So I have some pieces that I've already cut. I had to make one piece a little longer, so I'm going to start off at this end, and I'm just going to hold the popsicle stick. I'm facing you, so on the back side I'm going to take a piece of yarn and just hold it with my thumb in the middle, and then I'm going to go across, so I'm coming diagonally across the front. So if I am holding it in the pattern of the cross straight up and down, I'm going to go wrapping around twice, going one direction, and then I'm going to switch. Oop, maybe I should go around 3 times. There we go. And then I'm going to go around, so I flipped to come around the other side, so it makes an X on the front, and I'll go around again 2 times. Now that's just a base to get it held together and get your yarn started. Now we're going to go around just a series of wrapping around and around repeatedly until you get to the end of your yarn and you start a new color. We'll go around 2 times. So I'm going to go around 1, 2, and then I'm going to hold it for you. Let's see, this is backwards for me. So I want to go, I'm going to wrap it, so I'm wrapping over my shoulder. So we'll go 1, 2, and then go onto your next side. So we're going to be going counterclockwise to do this wrapping. 1, 2, then again 1, 2, and we're trying to stay close together with the pieces that we are wrapping over. 2, 1, 2, so I'm staying close, and it's starting to build up across the middle. And then again 1, 2. So when I'm wrapping at the next row, I'm wrapping next to the yarn that I wrapped the last time, and it's creating the pattern on the front that becomes more apparent the more you wrap. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'm going to fill in. I've got a little bit of a blank spot there. You can kind of push it in if you need to. I understand part of the origin of making a God's Eye was to keep spirits, to keep a watchful eye on people and keep them safe. I've also heard that it's to mark the birth of a first child, and then with each year that the child grows, you can add more yarn colors. So there's lots of different origins of a God's Eye to explore. So by all means, use this opportunity to do some Google searches and or research through your library to learn more about this indigenous project. So I'm going to start picking up my next color. I'm not going to complete this God's Eye because you can do that, and you've seen the one that I completed here. On the back it looks different, and I did end up tying a knot with my 2 end pieces, but that's the look we're going for, and you can see that series of wrapping twice around and how it lays over and next to itself to create a design. So I'm going to go ahead and stop with this color. I'm going to cut it short, and I'll just add one more color. That's the back. One more color here. So I'm going to cut this a little shorter. I don't want it to get too loose. And then I'm going to add blue next. So I have blue. And I'm gonna wrap again over my shoulder so you can see. So I'm gonna lay this over. I wanna lay it down in the direction that I want to go. And I'm gonna wrap it around more. I'm gonna wrap it around like 4 times just to get it started, because I want it to overlap the yarn that was there already so that it can secure the place of it. So I'm gonna wrap like 4 times. Now I can start my wrapping around. And I'm going 2 times around each side. 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'll scooch that over. 1, 2. Any little pieces from the last color will be hidden underneath as you wrap. You can tuck them as you go. 1, 2. And it starts to get the sense of the pattern as the more times you go around. So you can see that as I'm wrapping, I'm getting the pattern that you are starting to see emerging, which is fun. And I'm sure that other indigenous cultures in our history had their own projects that involved wood pieces and other wrappings of materials that were natural in the regions that they're in to commemorate special occasions or as spiritual testaments or as even opportunities to invoke rain, like a rain stick, things like that that are happening that we know of today as craft projects, but they all began as something in history with indigenous people. So here's my yarn as I go along. I hope you like this project and keep going and exploring your own God's Eye making and learn a bit about the culture. Love this project idea, sharing it with you. We hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.